Alright, so back then, the 2,000 point game, it's going to be Necrons versus Blood Angels this time. Actually, a second game for this, but totally different Blood Angel list than last time. So I have 20 warriors with, it's actually a Decurion detachment, so I have Reclamation Legion, 20 warriors, an Overlord. They have a Ghost Arc with them. Then I also have a Destroyer Cult, so I have Destroyer Lord, 5 Destroyers, 3 more Destroyers, and then another 3-man squad of Destroyers in reserve. And also I have 10 Warriors in reserve and a Night Scythe, 5 Immortals in reserve and a Night Scythe, 10 Death Marks in reserve. They have a Night Scythe, but they're Deep Strike, not in the Night Scythe. And then 5 Tomb Blades in reserve, who all have the Ignores Cover upgrade. So that's my whole list. It's pretty small, it's pretty simple. But we're playing a whole ton of Assault Marines. So we have 10 Death Company over here with Astrath. To the right of them is 10 Assault Marines with a Priest. The Death Company have a Power Fist, Thunderhammer, all of them have Bolters. The Assault Squad has 2 Melta Guns. The Sergeant has a Infernus Pistol and Power Sword. And then the same exact thing, another Assault Squad over there, identical to the other one, but this one has Dante in it. So it's Dante, a Priest, and Astrath. And then in reserve, they have 2 10-man tactical squads with Melta, Combi Melta, Heavy Flamer, and Drop Pods. And then a 5-man Assault Squad with 2 Meltas, Combi Melta, and Drop Pod, and a Storm Raven, which is empty. He won the roll to go first, but gave me first turn, so I'll be going first. We're playing objectives. There's one here, little guy on the hill there. One underneath that Assault Squad, one behind the cans over there, and then the final one is back here by me on this side of this building. So we're back with my turn 1. Actually, we won't be back my turn 1. I'm out of range all my guns on turn 1 because he gave me turn 1. So we're back with Blood Angels turn 1 on the bottom of turn 1 because I'm going to do nothing. So we're back. Alright, so back to the end of Space Marine turn 1, and all the Assault Squads and Death Company all just moved up and ran. And then 2 drop pods came in, full of tactical squads. They all combat squatted. The heavy flamers and both squads fired in, killing 3 warriors, and nothing else did any damage. I made all my saves versus the bolters, and the destroyers made all the saves versus the melta guns. So I lost 3 warriors there, and everybody else moved up and ran. So we'll be back with Necrons turn 2. I didn't have a turn 1, I didn't even move. So we'll be back my turn 2 and see what reserves again. Alright, so Necron turn 2, and I finally did something, so it was a pretty good turn for me. Everybody in the building just moved backwards away from this big assault coming in. I fired everything into these combat squads here. So there was 4 combat squads because there was 20 Marines that combat squadded. I killed 3 of them. This one didn't even get shot at. And then the destroyers jumped backwards out of the building with their assault moves. The Ghost Arc only repaired 1 of my fallen warriors, so I still have 2 dead warriors in this squad. 2 of my Night Scythes came in, one of the empty one and the one of the Immortals in it. They helped fire into these combat squads over here. And then finally in the backfield, my Death Marks deep struck in. Fired into Dante's squad, but only managed to kill 3 of them. So, but they are back there. At least they're by an objective. So we'll be back with Blood Angels turn 2 and see what reserves come in. Alright, so Blood Angels turn 2. Yeah, they're turn 2. They got all their reserves in, so the Storm Raven came in here, and their last little 5-man Assault Squad came in the back there. Both the Storm Raven, so that fired its missiles, and then these little guys down here fired 3 Melta Guns at my 2 Night Scythes. Both of them jinked. He hit twice with the Melta Guns, but only one got a penetrating hit, and then I made my Jink save. And then this one, the front one, took 2 penetrating hits from the Storm Raven, but didn't do any damage to it, and then just stripping the whole points off, but they are both jinking. Down here, everything just moved back and away, as you can tell. I only have 1 objective over here with all my gun lines, so he decided rather than advance on that 1 objective, he's going to hold the 3 he has back here. So everything moved backwards. Of course, Dante and company went in and just annihilated my Death Marks who failed at their job of shooting anything last turn. So that's it. Currently they have 3 objectives, I only have 1. It's only turn 2 though, so I gotta start pushing up. So we're back with Necron turn 3 and see reserves again. Alright, so back on my turn 3, I got my other Night Scythe on from reserve. The 1 Night Scythe that took the 2 hull points flew off the table, and then I got my bikes in, which are still being proxied by Eldar Jet bikes. Sooner or later I'll get to actual Tomb Blades. The Tomb Blades fired into this drop pod, only did 1 hull point. These warriors, believe it or not, I was just going to charge my war scythes. They failed that charge. It was about a 4-inch charge. They rolled a 3. They're awesome. I was just looking for the extra movement there to get me a little closer to these guys up here. But the Ghost Arc fired in here and killed 2 of these. Both my Night Scythes fired into the Storm Raven. He jinked. Of course, one of my Night Scythes was jinking. But I still did a single hull point to it. It was just a glance. And then finally the Destroyers fired into, well, the big squad Destroyers fired into these guys. They went to ground but killed all but 1. And the smaller squad Destroyers fired into the Death Company. Astrath standing out front decided to tank the wounds, and he took a single wound, so he's took 1. So that's where we're at on turn 3 for the Necrons. We'll be back to turn 3 for the Blood Angels. Alright, so back on Blood Angels turn 3, they already had everything on the table, so no reserves came on. But everything started to shift around the right. They're kind of trying to flank around my Destroyers over here on that side. But there's an objective back there, and then of course the Destroyers are on one back here, so he needs to make sure he's in control of more objectives than me. All these guys back here with their meltas snap fired up at this flyer. I jinked him. That's my empty one, the black one there. But he is jinking. And then that was about it. The drop pods and everything fired in my bikes, but I made my saves. So made me jink, redeployed his guys around the objectives, and flew the Storm Raven off the table. So we're back with Necrons turn 4. Alright, so turn 4 for Necrons actually took a long time. I had a lot of thinking to do about movement in next turn. So what ended up happening is I fired in with my Ghost Arc and killed the drop pod there. Fired in with all the warriors and killed the Tackle squad that was on this objective. The bikes just moved and turbo boosted, so they're just there. The Night Scythe with the 5 Immortals in it came on from reserve, unloaded, fired into Astrath. They did 2 wounds to him. No, they did 1 wound to him. And then the back Destroyer squad, the big 5-man, fired in, put the last wound on him. He had taken one earlier, so I killed him off. And they also killed off 4 Death Company. The smaller black Destroyer squad fired in and killed that lone Marine who was hiding in that building. And that is it. My other squad Destroyers came in and scattered 12 inches way backwards, way over there. But they were able to kill a single Marine from Dante's squad. So that's it. Oh, and my 2 other Night Scythes flew off the table, the one of the warriors and then the empty one. Alright, so Blood Angel turn 4, it was a pretty good turn for the Blood Angels. I messed up a little bit on my movement. I put my bikes here too close to Dante, and he was able to make the charge. He split off from his unit who are back here. But then he whiffed horribly, which was actually really good for him, because now I can't shoot him with all of my warriors. But literally no jetbike died. He hit 6 times and rolled 5 ones to wound. It was an amazing roll, I should say. But anyway, so they're locked in combat there. Over here, I totally forgot my Destroyer's assault moves in the being jetpack infantry, so they got caught in this combat. Got a multi-assault between the Immortals, the Death Company, and my 1 squad of Destroyers, but my big squad's still free. And then finally there is a missing Night Scythe. The Storm Raven came on and shot down my Night Scythe. So that is it for the action. The big squad here is still remaining strong. There's a priest in there. We have an objective there, an objective here, and an objective right back there. And that squad is within 12 inches of all of them. And Blood Angels have second turn. So I can jump onto some objectives this turn, but that squad can counter wherever I go. So it's going to be kind of a pain in the butt, but we'll see what happens. So we'll be back with Necron turn 5. Alright, so Necron turn 5, I redeployed onto a bunch of objectives and shot a bunch of stuff. So the Storm Raven's gone. This Night Scythe came on and shot down the Storm Raven. The warriors bailed out and they're on the objective. This combat with Dante was a push. He only did 1 wound to me again, and I made my reanimation. But he hit and ran out way over there, rolled a 16 for his hit and run, so he's hiding back there. My big giant blob used the Veil of Darkness and landed way over there on that objective. Fired into this unit, and with combination of that and the other Night Scythe back over there, killed 6 out of the Marines. This combat was a push, no wounds done either way, and those Destroyers tried to make a run for that objective, but failed it. They didn't get far enough, so not on that objective. And I also killed, there was a 4-man squad here that got shot to death by these Destroyers back here. Those aren't actually heavy Destroyers, they're normal Destroyers. I just using every Destroyer model I own. But anyway, so that's it. I did claim 3 objectives. I have this one here, I have that one back over there, and my Ghost Arc is on one back here. But nothing I have, and nothing he has is objective secured, so everything is contestable. So we'll be back with turn 5 for the Blood Angels and see what happens. Alright, so the end of Blood Angels turn 5, and they went for the gusto. Dante assaulted the warriors here. He killed 2, but the warriors actually managed to thump him for 1 wound. And then they held. They actually rolled a 9, exactly what they needed to stand. The priest separated off from the unit to contest that objective, so nobody's holding that one. His squad went over this way to hold that objective. My Destroyers failed to run there last turn. And then this combat was a push over there, and nobody did anything again. Oh no, I lied. He killed 1, actually didn't take a leadership check there. He killed 1 Immortal, so I'm actually -1 for both those. So here we go. On the Immortals are actually going to fail on a 10, and then on the Destroyers, we'll stand by here. Something might change. Destroyers are going to pass on 6, so the Immortals are actually running over there. We'll take care of that in a minute, if we actually want to. Actually, it might not matter, but anyway, that's all that happened. Currently, I am holding 1 objective with my Ghost Arc back there. He is holding 1 objective with his Soul Squad there. So it's tied on objectives, but I have First Blood. Do you still want to call it if they're running?
No, let's call the game now.
Yeah. So we're gonna throw in the dice there. The Blood Angels tapping out, so we have enough time to get in another game. But anyway, so I'm gonna win by 1. If you win on my, I just have a whole squad of Destroyers there to come up and try and take this objective back there. So it would still probably be my victory on the next couple turns, but that's gonna be it. So thanks for watching. It's gonna be a Necron victory.